What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Packers Film Room. I am your host, Tyler Brook. Today, talking about David Bakhtiari. Obviously, a lot of talk this offseason. Is he going to stay? Is he going to get traded? Is this a rebuild, which we are not going to go into? But wanted to go over and kind of show you guys why when Bakhtiari is on the field, he probably still is one of the best left tackles in football. So I really wanted to dive in the film. Before we get into that, just wanted to give a huge thank you to everyone who subscribed. We did reach our 1,000 subscriber goal. We are able now to monetize the channel. So thank you so much for that. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. If you like this video, subscribe. Just really looking forward to some of the content we're going to be rolling out in the future. But again, just huge thank you to everyone. Congrats to our giveaway winner. And also shout out to Michael Allen, who's been doing the graphics for us lately. I've been putting them in the descriptions, but I keep forgetting to give him a shout out in the videos. So Michael, thank you very much for the graphics. Why don't we go ahead and dive right into it and talk about David Bakhtiari from this past season, what to expect from him in 2023. So I got 4 games of film. I could have done more, but with a busy schedule and everything, I just decided to look at some of the games where I think he played the best, which was against the Bills, the Cowboys, the Titans, and the Jets. Now, a lot of those are losses from last season, but I wouldn't say it's to the fault of Bakhtiari. I was trying to come up with some weaknesses in this video, but honestly, the biggest one has been something that he's always not been the best at since college, which is his anchor, and his anchor is not even that bad. But I just wanted to show, just give you an example of why he's so good at what he does. So why don't we just start here? Obviously, he's always going to be on the left side of the line. He is the left tackle, number 69, nice. But we just see here, obviously, very quick out of his pass sets. This is something I've not seen before, or at least I've not paid attention to before with tackles in their pass sets. Obviously, when they're in these, they're trying to gain depth, right, so they can meet a pass rusher trying to get vertical or get around them. But too many times, I feel like when I'm watching a guy do a pass set, he just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going, hoping that the tackle will eventually meet him or the pass rusher will eventually meet him, which, if you're going this deep, you're inviting this pass rusher to go inside you. So if you just watch this play closely, you can watch how comfortable Bakhtiari is finding his depth and then staying there. And it's only a brief second, but when you're going against a pass rusher like Von Miller, I think it's worth noting just how aware he is of his depth and, the drops that his quarterback is doing. So see here, and then notice those last couple steps, he just starts chopping his feet because he realizes he's at his ideal depth. And if he goes any deeper right here, that's going to allow Miller to cut inside and get to Rodgers. And again, maybe it's just not something I've paid attention to before, but I was very impressed with just the feel of he knows exactly where he's hit his depth, and that, prevents Von Miller, from getting inside because he's ready to, engage with Miller and prevent that from happening. Now, obviously, pressure comes from somewhere else. I'm not here to talk about Rodgers' throws. I'm not here to talk about, Royce Newman or Zach Tom or anyone else. I just really want to focus on Bakhtiari on this video for the sake of this exercise. So just one more time, again, good feel for that depth. Just impressive. And then we got another one. Now, this is probably I slowed this one down because I think you'll see, especially at the college level when you're evaluating tackles or any offensive line in pass pro, they're so excited to engage as soon as that pass rusher comes within striking distance. And if you do that, you can get caught lunging. You're shooting your hands, you're getting over your feet, and that's where you can lose your balance, and then the pass rusher can get around you. And that's what Von Miller's trying to get Bakhtiari to do here. I slowed it down because you can see Miller's trying to wait for Bakhtiari to stab before he can work a move. And because Bakhtiari is so patient, Miller can't do anything. See, he waits for Miller to shoot his hands instead. He's feigning that inside. And I just love Bakhtiari is staying so patient there to not stab his hands. Again, this is what the top tier offensive tackles do. Is they're not lunging, they're not getting caught lunging, they're not shooting their hands early. And that just, that's an absolute win of a pass pro rep from Bakhtiari because he waits to shoot his hands and then he just steers Miller around the pocket, gives Rodgers all the time in the world. We'll watch one more time. Just waits for it, and then there. Gets him a little in the face mask. It's not like he's holding or anything. You get with that. But again, just impressive patience to shoot his hands. You'll hear, again, just his hand timing can be so good. I mean, I think whoever 58 is on the Jets, I'm sorry. I don't know if that's Carlos. I don't honestly know who that is. But just waiting, he finds, I mean, right here, I think it's Lawson. He's exposing his chest right there, so as soon as Bakhtiari reads it, he's clamping on. And then he just completely controls that one-on-one matchup. Again, just sometimes you have patience. Sometimes you need to know, hey, that's my opening to clamp on and win that rep. So another really nice one with his hand timing. And this isn't a pass pro rep, but I just love this one. So many pass rushers are going to lean on you. They're going to work those hands while leaning on you. But if you can just cut their hands away from being engaged, they're going to fall over. And Bakhtiari does a great job of that one. Just a simple. And you can see where he's attacking. He's trying to attack wrists area. He's trying to attack forearm. I mean, those are the weakest points of the hands. I mean, we'll teach wide receivers that in their releases, right? You know, if you got a guy pressed up on you, you're not going to be able to get their hands off you by attacking a bicep or a shoulder or even like a forearm. If you just attack the wrist and attack that hand. I always think of Napoleon Dynamite with break the wrist, walk away. Break the wrist, walk away. Again, just a nice little simple move, get him off balance. Again, it not really meaningful to the play. I just really enjoyed it. It's the importance of accuracy and exact placement, especially at this level of football and at this position, which is probably one of the most important positions on a football field, just to have that kind of accuracy. And then here, I mean, just when he clamps on, it just this guy has no chance once Bakhtiari gets engaged. I mean, it's just really good placement, you know, just inside the shoulders, and you can't do anything from there. You're just completely got, and he just kind of falls over. Again, just really good hand placement. And then a couple reps here. I know Packers fans are going to get a little upset hearing about trading off twists and stunts. Think of Royce Newman, who really struggled with these. The key to this, we'll restart that. The key to this is just, you know, not overextending on that trade. You know, you notice how when he's trading off 50, his shoulders are staying square to the line of scrimmage right here. If he's committing this way, it's going to allow that rusher to go around and get free because it's going to take Bakhtiari too much time to turn his shoulders again. So as this happens, Bakhtiari just does a great job of staying completely square to the line of scrimmage, waiting for that next guy to come. And again, we can talk about Newman. There's some other guys on the Packers I do think do a good job of trading off rushers, but it's just important. Now, this one isn't as good, but he still picks it up in time. So, again, we're going to have this rusher, if I can find my telestrator, this rusher go this way, and then we've got a looper coming around. So, he picks him up, but again, still square to the line, even if he's a little bit late trading that off, but he's just able to get in. It shrinks the pocket a little bit, but hey, at least it's not a sack. And he holds him long enough. Right, Rodgers needs to be getting that ball out sooner. But, Bakhtiari does his job absolutely here, even if he's a little late reacting to the stunt right there. But, again, that's why you keep your shoulders slight. Because if you are late and then those shoulders are turned, you have no chance of turning those shoulders back. You're just absolutely screwed. So that's just good discipline by Bakhtiari and allows him to pick that up. Again, it's not the cleanest rep by any means, but it was effective for him, and he did win on that. And then this rep actually really surprised me. With all the talk about Bakhtiari's knee, obviously a big question is going to be his lateral movement and things like that. This is one that really impressed me, just this rep, just seeing how he can move laterally. Because, he's immediately getting into a set. He sees is that Van Der Esch is getting in coverage, so he's got to pick up 97. So he cuts in, cuts back out, and then steers him back around without getting a penalty, which is impressive. So again, just not something you'd expect to see from him, if he's still favoring that specific knee. But again, all these clips, he looks completely healthy, looks, again, like a top-tier NFL left tackle. So really good to see him move around like that, especially handling rushers coming in from the inside. Now, let's get into some of the run plays. And, we saw a lot of, especially in the scene, we see a lot of outside zone or tosses, which means, we're trying to really get to the perimeter, the boundary. And what that requires, it requires a lot of work from the offensive linemen because, they're trying to reach to these blockers, reach around to these blockers. you're just trying to get around. And, you know, it requires you to cover a lot of ground as an offensive lineman on outside zone schemes. And especially for Bakhtiari, I mean, his job, he needs to get to this defensive tackle and seal him off. And he does a great job of this. I noticed multiple times on film in all these games when they're running these outside zone or, you know, runs to the outside. They're asking a lot of Bakhtiari, but you can see here, it's obviously a little toss. Not only is he able to get to that assignment quickly, he's also able to steer him and wall him off this way. You want to ideally attack this shoulder and push him out so you can create this wall. If you're not doing that and you're attacking this shoulder instead, it can allow him to bounce outside and make a play. And that's I obviously exactly what we're trying to avoid. And again, not only is he covering a lot of ground on this play, but he's attacking that shoulder and walling him off, which is just an excellent job. And it's such a hard responsibility for a tackle trying to cover that much ground. And we got another one right here. So again, he's got to get to here and wall this guy off. So you got to cover. You got to be very decisive with these steps at the snap. So not only does he do that, he's engaged. He's trying to push through this shoulder to create a wall. And you can see he effectively creates that wall because if this defensive lineman is going around the inside, he's not going to catch up to the running back. So that's just an excellent rep. Let's watch that one again. Again, we're asking a lot of Bakhtiari on these, but the fact he can do this and then steer and wall off is just very impressive. That's a great play. It's vital to the success of these runs. Also, we have some plays of Bakhtiari in open space. So, you know, it can be hard for guys being uncomfortable, especially against a smaller, shiftier defender, to pull in open space and engage with them. Bakhtiari, they ran a lot of pin and pull with Bakhtiari in this game, and he had no problem washing guys out in open space against Diggs right there. Doesn't slow down, just really stabs at him, completely washes him out of the play. That's what you're asking for from him. Now, combo blocks are getting to the second level, also a strength of his. I mean, you can see he's trying to figure out who to engage with here, who is going to coverage, who's attacking the run. He picks up 58 a little late, but then just watch him, you know, wall off. Again, find his comfortable, you know, find how to create that rushing lane and wall off. He just seems to have a very good feel for that regardless of the run concept. So here, thinks he's going after Oliver. Nope, pick up the linebacker. And then watch him. He just completely, again, steers him to wall him off. You know, he starts here where his shoulders are square and then just completely turns him to create that little bit of a rushing lane for a, you know, a positive play. Combo blocks as well. Just has a good feel here. Him and Tom are combo blocking this guy, and then Bakhtiari wants to climb and try and wall off here. Again, this one isn't the cleanest play, but it's effective. I mean, you can see how they effectively steer this defensive lineman, puts him in excellent shape to get to the linebacker. And, you know, it's a positive play. That's how you generate rushing lanes, especially on combo blocks. It's vital. You've got to move this guy. The run is coming here. You've got to create some more space for your running back, and you can see how big that rushing lane is. If that's, I think that's Runyon or whoever that is, if they were able to hold off their block, I mean, all that green grass because of this combo block. So just another nice play, able to move bodies. We'll take it. Absolutely take it. And then this I just wanted to show, again, for a guy that media keeps wanting to ask about knee problems and stuff like that, just look at how effectively he drives his legs on this. You can see so many linemen, especially at younger ages, will just engage here and stop their feet completely. But you can just see, I mean, you can see as Jones runs by, those feet are churning. And that's, you know, it creates the exact amount of space that Jones needs to get through there. And creates quite a positive play along with the face mask. We'll take it. If you were not convinced that Bakhtiari is still not a top tackle in the NFL after that, I would be surprised. Go back and watch some other tackles that, you know, might struggle or have a reputation for not being as good. I mean, it's night and day when you watch Bakhtiari. He's just a pure technician. He's got great awareness. His feet are excellent. His hand timing probably stands out above anything I saw from that film. Just very impressed with him as an overall player. And so for all this talk about him, you know, do they move on from Bakhtiari, you know, because of contract and stuff like that? It's kind of hard to want to move on from a guy, you know, even with the injury issues, that can play at that kind of level. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you subscribe. Again, thank you to everyone who has done so far. We are also introducing memberships. If you just want to support the channel, it's $3 a month. We also have the ability to do super likes or just leave basically a tip for the videos. helps fund, potential future hardware for the channel, things like that. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. If you have an idea of what we should do next week, leave a comment and we will figure that out. But thank you so much. Go Pack Go.